Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Christmas stand-up. What a privilege to have all of you here. And if you're here watching, or if you're here in this room with us, it's because you're someone special in our community, whether it is you're a mentor, whether it is you are an investor, and whether it is you are one of our GLEAC Mafia team members. So, today is the last stand-up today with our team at GLEAC. And I really thought, how can I show you guys a little bit of what happens internally, in terms of us as a team in our stand-up today. So we have a really exciting stand-up today, our Secret Santa. I think I challenged everybody. And also we have, I had the absolute pleasure of having Ollie in town from the UK. Ollie, say hi.
Hello.
So Ollie is a fellow startup founder with an amazing edtech company and part of the Transcend Fellowship that I went through this year. That has really made a big difference for me as a founder. So many times as a founder, we're alone and we don't have community. And yes, even though we just don't have people to be vulnerable with from all parts of the world going through the same journey with us. And I found that in the Transcend community. And, Ollie is just a perfect example of just coming into Dubai, us connecting. He is a brilliant pianist also. And he is going to get us in the mood with some Christmas songs. And then we have the incredible son of a dear friend, Robert, who is going to be accompanying him on piano after we are at Robert's home. His parents allowed us into his home to borrow his piano. So I'm going to leave it to Ollie and Robert for the next couple of minutes that they're going to get us in the Christmas mood.
Great. Thanks so much, Sadia. You ready?
Bravo, Robert. Bravo, Robert. Okay. Are you going to play something else good for us? Ollie? Let's go. Robert, great job. So, so that you all know, Ollie has also never played Christmas songs before. Ollie, I just told everyone you're a jazz musician. So we're gonna have you play some jazz for us.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do some blues.
Some blues. Let's go. Blues. Bravo. Bravo. Thank you, Ollie. So I wanted to continue this by, having some really special people in the room. They were given a little bit of homework. I have Kush, I have Najla, I have Dina, and I'm super proud. Actually, these are 3 people who are on our cap table. These are 3 people who believe in GLEAC, guys. And I have Lamine from our mentor community. It was a simple request. Share a quote that somehow, because all of you inspire me in so many ways, and I wanted to make sure that you inspire and people get a glimpse of who you are. So it was share a quote and somehow tie it to some meaning in your life this year, maybe something that mattered, maybe something that kind of represented your journey so far this year. So I'm going to have Najla go first.
Okay, so mine is, if you've ever read the book, The Prophet by Khalil Gibran, it's one of my absolute favorite books. And I'm going to give you a quote. Now, he has an entire passage on work. I'm going to give you some fragmented segments from that passage that basically tells you my story of how I felt about work this year.
So Najla, you're dialing in from Saudi, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, Khalil Gibran on work. You work that you may keep pace with the earth and the soul of the earth. Always you have been told that work is a curse and labor a misfortune. But I say to you that when you work, you fulfill a part of earth's furthest dream assigned to you when that dream was born. Work is love made visible. And if you cannot work with love, but only with distaste, it is better that you should leave your work and sit at the gate of the temple and take alms of those who work with joy. For if you bake bread with indifference, you bake a bitter bread that feeds but half man's hunger. So this quote means a lot to me this year, especially because this year I started my own consulting company. On a macro level, it's a new field. On a micro level, it's a very new field. So I've had to say, in order to stay true to the dream that was assigned to me, I said no to a lot of things this year, and it has made me sincerely the happiest and healthiest, frankly, emotionally and physically this year. And I'm actually entering next year, ending this year that way and entering next year, believing that my future is so incredibly bright that I actually have to wear shades.
Oh, wow.
If you haven't read that book, read it. Khalil Gibran, The Prophet.
So Najla, thank you for being part of our community. Thank you for being part of my life. Najla has been part of my life, I think we met in Saudi, right? Maybe a couple years back.
Yes, we did. In Riyadh, yes.
When I got into trouble for not having an abaya, Najla was at Saudi Aramco at the time. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
Okay, Kush, you're up.
I didn't go looking for a quote, unfortunately, but I do have some thoughts around life right now. So, one thing I like to say is, it's always nice when we get our own dreams, when we find a way to make our dreams come true. So that's like the nice side of life. What's even better is when you can get other people's to come true, and it's because of something we've done, and we get somebody else's dreams come true, and that makes it even better. But this is a bit like fishing or catching the fish versus teaching to fish. The beauty of what you're doing, and what I think many of us want to do going forward, is allowing and creating new dreams for people, giving them tools to build new dreams. And that's where I think I see the future, and that's where it becomes a lot more exciting. So for me, that was what I wanted to say, that if we give people ways to think and build their new dreams, and that's more than hope. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kush. And wholeheartedly, I've known you also for several years, and I can't tell you how privileged I feel to have you on my journey. We have Dina.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Sal, for giving me this opportunity. Hello from Jordan. So you asked me for a quote, and to be honest, the first thing that came to my mind when you asked me this morning was some quote that I used during the past. I've been 8 weeks. I had fell from a horse hard, and I've been on my back for 8 weeks. And the end of the 8 weeks, I was in in UK, getting my doctorate degree on my feet from the University of Bath. So I can't tell you how interesting this year has been. So the quote that I'm using, and I hope that it will resonate in so many of us, you can come out bitter or better. There's a purpose in your pain. Each one of us had his own share of pain, but it's a choice that you make, what you want to make out of this pain. And I have to tell you that it was such an interesting year for me, because there was a lot of firsts. You know, in my age, to have a lot of firsts, that's quite interesting. So, for example, I had my first Viva for my doctorate. That was not an easy thing to do, and I survived it. Barely I survived it. I got my doctorate degree. I was able to walk to in my graduation, which everybody anticipated that I might be on wheelchair or on crutches. I dived for the first time in Maldives after 20 years, when I thought that diving is over for me, but I did, and I enjoyed it so much, going back to it. I traveled for the first time after COVID. I fell off the horse, of course, and I broke some bones for the first time. And the most important is that I became an angel investor. I'm not going to say with whom, for the first time, and which is I'm very proud of. And I made the decision while I was on my back in bed. Some of you know that. So most importantly, with all this, I landed on my feet. And I'm so proud to say that this year, as interesting, as painful, as, so many things. Unlike Najla, it's a bit of unknown for me the next year, but I'm so excited about this unknown. And I want to end by saying, just be happy. Don't let the small things steal your happiness. Just be happy. So thank you very much, and Happy New Year, and to everyone. Thank you, Sal, for giving me
so much, Dina. Thank you so much. And now we're going to have Lamine, who from our mentor community. We have this beautiful mentor community. Lamine, are you on here?
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just in a cafe.
So Lamine, I don't know if I know Dina. I know Dina Najla knows Lamine. Kush, I don't know if you know Lamine. He's our Nobel Peace Prize winner in our community at GLEAC. Yeah. All
right. Yeah, I met Kush a couple of times through you, Sally Ann. So one of the quotes that's really inspired me, I mean, not just this year, but I think even beyond, is I'm not sure who it's ascribed to, but basically it's service to others is the rent that you pay for your time on earth. And I've been thinking about that quote for a few years, but this year I thought, okay, you know what? Let me try and put that into action. So what I'm doing, as Sally Ann knows, I'm trying to create a crowdsourcing platform. It's called 100 Ideas Cafe. Everything has to have coffee related to it because I love coffee. And it's just going to be a space where people can come and share ideas about how to impact the world along 4 themes: health, environment, but environment that relates basically to how we can actually foster coexistence with the environment. Because I actually think that the environment is going to be fine. It's actually going to be us that are going to be in problems if we actually misuse the environment. And then the 3rd theme is looking at renewables, basically leveraging what we have on this planet to basically have a better way of how we use our energy. And the last thing is to do with something like more future-proof, looking at how we facilitating that access to information to basically make better informed choices. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. But I always thought about myself about trying to do something where I can provide, of service to mankind or humanity as best as I can, and just starting that journey and just see where it takes off. So that's my story for this year, and hopefully next year, God willing, we'll be able to take fruition and grow steps and start to move beyond. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Lamine. Okay, so we're going to go back to Ollie, who is going to share some more Christmas songs. For those of you, after Ollie, we're going to go into our Secret Santa. Those of you who can stay, our guests, please do, and see internally how we do. It's a really exciting Secret Santa with NFTs involved, guys. I think the team wants to kill me. But for those of you who have to go, certainly you can after Ollie. Ollie is going to, there you go. Ollie's going to take it live for us. Thank you. Yeah, one more. It's so yummy. So yummy. Let's give Ollie a hand, guys. Ollie, that was so awesome. Thank you so much. So let me now get the team on. So here was a Secret Santa this year. Secret Santa was that you got $25. And from that $25, you had to go figure out how to buy NFTs for the team, because, hold on, this was inspired by you, Najla, who sent me a message yesterday going, what about metaverse? And what is GLEAC's role in metaverse? So I love the fact that I have it and I figured the whole team needs to know about metaverse and NFTs now. So who's gonna go first? Is anyone going? I don't know how many people. How many in the team had Bitcoin accounts? I don't know how many people. So who actually, let's see who on the team actually was able to get their person some NFTs. Anyone on the team?
I was able to give my Secret Santa a gift, but I don't know if I didn't receive any, so probably they're still trying to figure it out.
Okay, so who was your Secret Santa and what was the gift? You want to share your screen?
I have to share my screen.
If you want to, or you can just tell us about it.
No, I'd like it to be a surprise. I'd like for her to guess. It's a her. Okay, so it's a clue. I'd like for her to guess who it came from. So who would like to go first? Like those who have received something.
Who has received something from their Secret Santa in the group?
Don't be shy, guys.
Let's see, who's received something? Am I seeing any hands? Do they know that they received anything? Did you guys even check? Anyone check their emails? No? Who has said, I think Ria, you need to, maybe they didn't get it. So maybe you need to share.
Okay. My Secret Santa was Shandashri. Shandashri, if you want to share what I gave you.
I am still trying to find it. I'm so sorry. So, I'm excited too. I need to know where to find it.
Would she have gotten it by email, Ria?
Through OpenSea or through MetaMask. You've shared your right, Chandashri?
Ria, before this morning, did you know anything about OpenSea and MetaMask and NFTs?
No, I was like, when I woke up and saw your message at 10 in the evening and I was already asleep, I was like, NFTs. I was like, good.
Najla, that was you.
That's the future. Wait for
thing.
it. That's the absolute future and everything. Asset ownership, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, someone has to push you, I think, sometimes in life. So that's a good thing, right?
Okay, Chandrashi, are you getting it? Let's see this NFT.
I need some help finding it.
Okay.
Ria, why don't you help her? And that way we can see one, and then all the others, we can do it offline in terms of our NFTs.
I think.
But guys, this is an example of at GLEAC, when there's a will, there's a way. And it
yes,
could be at 10 p.m. at night, and you can show up the next day and listen, we're on it, right? So Najla, you don't need to worry about metaverse.
let me just try.
Maybe you can share your screen.
Yeah.
Ria, why don't you share your screen and show us what you got her?
I have it on my phone, so let me just try to figure out how I can share it. Maybe the others who have Bitcoins can share first while I'm trying.
Okay. Did anybody else get anyone?
Maybe or Abik?
Abik? Did you get anything for anyone? Not yet. He hasn't yet. Ria.
Ria, just share yourself a screenshot on Slack or something, and then you can share your screen from Slack from your laptop.
I'm still trying to find what I gave her.
Okay. All right. So guys will figure it out offline. Okay. But all of you, before the day is up, we're sharing our NFTs. And listen, all of you, thank you for joining us. I wish all of you a Merry Christmas. I hope Santa gives you everything your heart desires. And Ollie, again, thank you so much for joining us from the UK. Have a good Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.